Welcome to the VIP Ignite podcast, your source for tomorrow's talent today. Hear real-life stories of models, actors, and musicians breaking down barriers, launching careers, and sharing their stories of overcoming obstacles and finding real success. They will activate the winner in you by revealing the path with their best tips and advice.
Hey everyone, my name is Deneen White and I am the host of the VIP Ignite Live podcast. This is a very special series of podcasts and interviews being taped during the quarantine due to the coronavirus. Our purpose in doing this series of calls is twofold. First of all, we want to create some inspiration in the world. Second of all, we want to make sure that people know that they can be planning and building for what's needed to continue pushing forward in a career as an actor, model, or musician. Today, I am here with Joan, and I am so excited for her to share her story about what is going on in her world. So, Joan, what are you doing right now to keep yourself busy during this quarantine?
Thank you for having me, Miss Deneen. And I thank you for this opportunity. And for quarantine, I work from 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then after that, that's when I get a chance to go and in your live coachings. At least I've attended most of them. I attended for Haviland Stilwell. I've attended for Ryan Colby. I've attended for Jim Benzing, for Savvy.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
Jeff Hunter.
Yeah,
Jeff Hunter,
yes.
I know so many.
I just remember his hat.
Yeah.
Savvy. Yeah, I remember that. And I personally love the whole experience. The fact that my first coaching session was happening, it was a dream come true for me. I never saw that happening, and it was just the third day from the time I joined you.
Wow.
So for me, that was mind-blowing. And also to be part of Variety Hour, that was fun. I've never acted in front of anyone at all.
Okay.
At all. So for me to have that platform online, for me, means a lot. And I thank you for that. And also, Maze also taught me a lot of things when it comes to dressing. And I believe that day I was kind of, off everything that I was not supposed to. But at least I learned a lot of things hey, what to wear in front of the camera, what to put on in front of a video, because they're different. So I didn't know there's a difference. I didn't know. I just thought you can put on whatever will rhyme with camera. So I learned a lot when it came to the dressing part. And also the first time that I acted Attention by Joseph Renan, I remember Ryan told me, considering that I was able to get the words in such a short time, that was an awesome thing for me. And I felt that, I was so happy that came from Ryan. It was unexpected. Immediately after, I had to record it. I had to record it, and I sent it to my mom, and I was like, hey mom, you better listen to this and watch it, because I cannot believe that the first time that I'm acting, that this is the kind of compliment that I got. And I was like, wow. Yay. For me, that touched me and moved me a lot. And also for the Variety Hour, I also recorded and I sent to my mom, and today she was like, yo, you got to call me and explain this. And yeah, I'm going to call her tomorrow, because right now it's late calling home. But yes, everyone's happy at home. Yeah. And seeing how far the few days I've been with you, the much I've grown, they've seen it. Because one thing they said to me was, it's funny how some people are made for books and some people are not, because they saw something different in me, and which is entertainment. And the fact that they saw that I pushed myself to the road to achieving that, they were happy for me.
Oh my gosh.
And so for me, really, the coaching for me is 100% works for me any day, anytime.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one who brought you on. I'm the one who did your initial interview. And Joan, I remember you were it was what, a week ago, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago?
It was actually on my birthday, 28th.
Oh, okay, so it was like just a couple weeks ago, and I remember when I talked to you, you were a completely different person. You were like, this is something I want to do, and you shared your story. But just seeing the transformation in 2 weeks, it's amazing. So I want to dive a little bit deeper. You mentioned pretty much every coach that's a part of our 30X coach or that's a part of the VIP Talent Academy. So let's go back, okay? Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you some specific questions, and I want to know what your biggest takeaway was because, again, you literally named nearly every coach that's a part of the VIP Talent Academy. So let's start with Haviland Stillwell, okay? So for anyone who doesn't know, Haviland Stillwell was in Fiddler on the Roof on Broadway. She played Fantine in Les Miserables on Broadway, which, by the way, is my favorite show of all times. She's also acting in so many different shows. I mean, I could try to list them, but it would literally take like the rest of our time. So I'm not going to do that. But for someone like Haviland to work with you on your monologue and for you to have the opportunity to soak in her knowledge, what did that mean for you?
It meant a lot because, as I said, that Haviland was my first coach. So that was kind of the foundation that I started. And for such a foundation from Haviland to instill in me, it was powerful because that day I didn't have a monologue and I didn't know what people were talking about because I was new. So the fact that she managed, like I saw how many people shared their monologues. I heard her thoughts about them and how she said that you can improve or you're supposed to also choose a monologue that suits you as a person. So for me, that made a difference. And that's how I ended up choosing my monologue for The Attention by Joseph Arnott.
Okay, so you listened to her advice for other people and you applied it to yourself.
Yes.
That's phenomenal because I think that's something that people don't realize. One of the beautiful things about the Talent Academy is that you do have that opportunity. You may not be the person actually workshopping with the coach, but if you listen to what they say, you can take everything that they say to other people and apply it. And you did that because let me tell you something about Ryan Colby. Ryan Colby is an agent that we work with. He represents people in LA and in New York City. He places people all the time in TV and film, and he is not very complimentary. He will, if he thought you did poorly, he would have been like, girl, you need to work on X, Y, Z. So I don't know if you knew that about Ryan before you actually met him on the Variety Hour, but now that you know that, what does it mean that he complimented you?
It meant a lot. Like, it was funny that I wasn't even, I was not even afraid to do it. And it was last minute, as I said, like while he was talking on the call, as like 3 people were doing it, I was praying like, God, let it not be me, let it not be me. Because I had to cram my words. I had to get right, like every word, like each word and, everything, get it right. This is my first chance, never happened. So I want to, put my A game on it. And I had to do it because it would have been rude. It would have been, disappointing. Like, he has that time to talk to us and for us to showcase our talent. And then me just being on the screen and be like, hey, I'm sorry. I never managed to do any monologue. So it would have been a disappointing moment. So I had to, had to do whatever it takes to do that.
That's awesome. And I love, because I believe I asked you, are you willing to do hard work? And you were like, yes, I am. And look at that. I mean, you got complimented by one of the least complimentary people that I know. And when I say that, when he gives criticism, it's truly because he wants you to improve. But I was stricken speechless when he was like, Joan, I don't believe that you didn't do that before. And you're like, no, really, I'd memorized. And that was an amazing experience. And again, just seeing you talk about it, completely different person than I first met. Completely, which is amazing. Like, that's what this Talent Academy is all about. And I think I told you a little bit of that too. I want you to get technical skills. I want you to learn. I want you to network with people like Haviland Stillwell and Ryan. But more than that, I want you to come into your own. And I can't wait to see what happens for you over the next couple of weeks if you've had this much of a change already.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about Jeff Hunter. He is a marketing guru. He is someone who's a really good friend of VIP Ignite. He is an expert at social media. So what was your biggest takeaway from his call?
So number one, I do know there was something called IBDM.
IMDb.
IMDb. I do know about it. Yeah, I do know about it. So it was then like, if you need to know if someone is legit or like an actress or some like, you know, he said if you're a big person here, then you should be there. So I was like, what is that? So for him to make me know what that was and the importance of it, and also the fact that us being the coaches, if there's such a word.
Challengers.
Challengers.
I like coaches. That's cool too. I may have to coin that word.
Yes, like for us to know that we can also make it there, like as you said, that you as Deneen can add us as clients, that would also put us like on the map for anyone to just check us and see how we do. It was a good thing.
Yeah.
It was.
Was that exciting for you?
Yes, it was.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to rapid fire ask you questions because you listed the names of the coaches off so fast. So Tyron Mays did a call with us, and it was really awesome because he is a stylist to the stars. Like, he literally relaunched Tyra Banks' career. I think he mentioned that on the call.
Yes.
So being someone who's pretty new to the entertainment industry, what was it like to have someone, was on America's Next Top Model as one of the people who styled Tyra, but then he also worked with the people on America's Next Top Model. So mind blown. Tell me about that experience.
Whew. Number one, I've always been a fan of fashion.
Okay.
But if I'm not going anywhere, that kind of stays at home. But he told me a lot of things, like the type of bras matter. I didn't know that. Like the prints, anything with prints on it has it pops the top more than you. So I learned a lot, like dressing wise, like what to put on, what not to put on, the colors. I was like, wow. So like purple, not a velvet, but lavender is a good outfit for a person. And also he said that when it comes to photography, it goes as a package, like from your hair to your dress to your shoes. You need to know how to blend all that together and come out as a whole person.
Yeah. Did you feel like you needed to go shopping? Because I feel like I need the world to open up again. Like, I'm like, okay, malls open up, because I have to go take all of his advice and put it into practice.
Yeah, I did. Because he said that also you go back to your wardrobe and set like certain clothes for photography, certain clothes for this, certain clothes for this. I'm like, excuse me, but seems like my closet needs some, change. And I mean a huge change, because all he said was, dang, I needed to go shopping for sure.
And how cool is it that you're getting these tips now? He's giving you these tips before you actually even need them, right?
Yeah.
You need them because we're on camera all the time. And the VIP Talent Academy, we're on Zoom all the time. We're on live calls. Like, we're face-to-face virtually all the time. We're practicing safe distancing, everyone. So please don't be mad at us. But how cool is it that, like, right at the beginning of your career, you got those tips?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Like, for the first week, like, I feel like I've been here for 2 months now. But I've been only here like for 2 weeks. I'm like, wow. So if I stay more than a month, wow, my head is going to blow up, but with good things though.
I know. I'm not even going to recognize you. I barely recognized you today. So it's amazing. Yeah. So let me ask you another question. So Jim Benzing is the head of casting for Estee Lauder and major brands like Banana Republic, Gap. Again, if I could sit here all day and list all of the brands that he is a casting director for, but for someone like you who's coming into the industry, and again, you're pretty new, what was it like to have the head of casting of Estee Lauder do a coaching call? and you be able to be on it and interact with him?
It was beyond anything I can say right now, because as I said, these are people that you never knew that you could talk to them, and also for them to know your name in the process. So I was like, hey, Lord, you open a lot of doors. So for me, that meant a lot. And also to listen to everything that he says, it takes like a person to be mentally absorbed, because if you miss a thing that he said, then yeah, that's now up to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I have a question for you. When you and I were talking, and I was telling you everything about the VIP Talent Academy, were you like, did you believe me? Like, I have a question for you, because I do a lot of the calls, like when I'm talking to people like yourself who are like, hey, I want to be a part of this. Did you think I was like yanking your chain a little bit, joking, or like what was your impression when I was talking to you versus what you've gotten?
Honestly, I didn't see you joking, because as I said, that I have followed VIP from last year. So I have seen what you do, how you do it, how you change like a person from